When you see LeBron, what he did to Detroit in that fourth quarter, that's a blackout. You don't know what you're doing. When you see Cole go for 81, when you see Chauncey come down on a one, these players are blacking out. These are elite players in elite moments, taking the moment. Paul Pierce is one of the best that I've ever seen grab a moment and savor it and just put it in slow-mo. And nothing speeding them up.
Special players.
Special players. But I get a front row seat of seeing that. Ray Allen, the same thing. Had a great composure about himself to slow himself down and hit pressure shots. Tim Duncan, same thing.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. Bledsoe is out there with Tony Snell. Then it's Chris Middleton. And then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's Henson in at the 5. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Here's Rozier. He kicks it to Brown. Fires the 3. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
And that's just tremendous confidence from Brown. Going up with the shot right away and giving the D no time to react.
Now here's Henson. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty. And he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. Rozier, the pass to Baines. The feed to Horford. And here's Brown outside. Rebound, Milwaukee. To the paint. They get a hand on it. Horford against Antetokounmpo. Feeds it to Henson. Here's the screen. 6 to shoot. Here's Antetokounmpo. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And Kev, you think of the great ones. You, Kobe, Jordan, Timmy. Yeah, how about him? They worked harder than anybody else, Kevin.
And what you learn is that the similarity or the parallel that you all have is our inner animal that you never speak about. You know, we're all a little off. We're all a little dark. But that's what pushes you through pain. That's what pushes you through tough moments. When someone says you can't, when someone says this is not possible, this is unreal. No one's ever done it. That's the moment you're looking for. The moment someone told Kobe that he couldn't get over 50, 60, something Jordan couldn't do, he was driven in that. And if Phil wouldn't have stopped him, he probably would have reached 100 points.
He probably would have, yeah.
You know, he did Will Chamberlain a favor. And that's just real. He was in that type of mode. We all share that passion. We all share that drive. And the ones that have that inner darkness, we all understand.
It's like a split personality, huh?
It's almost like another level.
Yeah.
You hear the coaches talk about Giannis and his drive to be great. And he continues to add something different to his game every year.
Here's Baines. Brown inside. Will not go. This is off the front iron. On defense, the Celtics. And there's a whistle. That goes on Terry Rozier. That'll be his second foul of the game.
There are times where you have to play with a little bit more caution. That's already his second foul in the first quarter.
Now here's Antetokounmpo. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And KG, when you were bringing those greats together like you had in Boston, the intersection of you and Doc and Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, all these guys together, everything was aligned.
But you know, you got to go through something to be able to appreciate something. I like to think that with the joining of myself and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce going to Boston, that we all had to have a journey up until that point and go through something and feel something, and have something feel left out. We all was achieved when we all came together. Awards, countless all-star achievements. But then when it came to total winning and what we all do this for, we was all vacant. And that's what we all shared. And we all shared the same appetite for that, Kev. And I'm telling you, man, when we all got together, we all knew never to let each other down. And we all gave each other 100%.
What a time. Both free throws good from Antetokounmpo. And Kevin, you've recently gotten a chance to do more TV. Your show Area 21 has been tremendous, and the critics love it. Talk about this chapter of your career.
Well, it was something that I wasn't planning on, but, Turner brought me a great concept, and it fit the mold of what any man cave is, and that's really what it is. But the fact that we can go in, watch games on multiple channels, see multiple games, articulate it, give it from a perspective of a player, coming fresh out of this generation of players, giving understanding to this generation of players is very important, because these players now are very different. Teaching these young players, still being mentors of these players, very important. And still loving this game. It's still a beautiful game. Man, the game is growing. I'm watching these kids do all types of different stuff, man. The creativity in our game now is so heightened. So, yeah, I'm having a bunch of fun, which is one thing I never forgot. The piece of advice you've always told me, man. So you continue to enjoy what you do, and it'll show. And I'm hoping that I'm making you proud of that, Kay. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, man.
You're an incredible ambassador to all of those things. The game, the fun of life. Right. You capture a lot of the fun of life.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm enjoying it. So, hopefully it shows.
Can't get either to fall. Kevin, growing up watching the game of basketball, who were some of your earliest influences?
My early influences in the game of basketball was Magic Johnson, obviously Michael Jordan, and then Chris Webber. Chris Webber and Malik Sealy was kind of like the younger generation of my inspiration. Yeah. St. John's was one of the destinations. Michigan was one of my college destinations. So those guys were my natural inspirations early on when I was young.
Yeah. And here is Antetokounmpo after Jason Tatum getting his shot to go from deep. Al Horford, a player who doesn't dominate any one category as a big man, but KG has very few weaknesses. He's fundamentally sound.
He's very effective, man. Al Horford knows what he is. He's very solid with what he does, sets great picks. He's able to create space between him and his defender. If you watch him, he's gotten better with his shot. He's gotten better with his three-point shot. He's able to shoot it at rapid style now. Being in Atlanta, being in a kind of a system where he was able to play kind of four guys, one in, and he would be more perimeter. He's really developed a perimeter shot now. It's really helped him. Now he's able to put the ball on the floor with a shot fade and go to the basket, make, other passes to guys. Really helped that whole system up there. Boston is a threat, but without Al Horford's play, his inside play, and his, able to go out and hit threes, they're not the same team without him.
Quality person, too.
Absolutely, yes. Man. No better locker room leader. He's one of these guys that, when you talk about men, you want to know that men can stand up and speak like men. He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys that's going to put on the table, and we are going to be in here speaking as men as it should be.
Now here's Bledsoe following the miss by Al Horford. Bledsoe kicks to Henson. Middleton left side. He sticks that one in from 20 feet away. Kevin, especially back in Minnesota, you have some Hall of Fame battles with a guy named Tim Duncan. Talk about what those games, what those matchups were like.
Timmy, man. Timmy's very crafty, man. Our battles used to just, especially as young guys, man. Young guys trying to establish themselves in a gritty league at the time, full of some older, dominant names at the time. Michael Jordan, Elijah Malone. The time where the forward position was a very, very tough position. But Timmy was one of them ones, man. Used angles very well, was very long, had a lot of counters, very strong, and had an inner beast that people really didn't really talk about because you didn't really necessarily hear or see it. But man, he was one of the best, man. It's not by coincidence. He's one of the ones.
Kevin, you were always known as wanting to play and always wanting to practice. You were a gym rat. What did you do when a coach would ask you maybe to take a break? Let's sit out this game. Let's rest up. Would you welcome that? Would you just say, I'll let you know when I can't go? How would you handle that situation?
You know what? I've always asked the coach to respect the way I get ready for games. I've always asked him to respect the way I approach the game. I've always asked the coach to respect me and my expertise in knowing my body. I'm very, very vocal. Listen, if one person needs rest and it's me, I know how to raise my hand. I know how to say I need some rest. But, you know, I'm a person who likes to push through a lot of things. I'm a person who understands rest, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I'm a person who understands that practice makes perfect. And if I can work on something for as long as I can to make something better, because I know at the end when I need it, especially when I used to call it dial up. When I call, I need the answer.
Shot's good by Bledsoe.
Bledsoe stays confident even down there in the paint as a point guard, finishing deep that time.
Kevin, when you're talking about influences, you mentioned Chris Webber's name a lot.
Yeah, see, Webb was kind of, he and Stacey Augmon was at a time where I was trying to find myself as a player.
Search for a roadmap, maybe, you know, who do I most resemble?
Well, not only that, but just some direction. You know, at the time I was a big who had handles, and if you know anything about Southern coaches, they don't want their big handling the ball. So you get the ball up to a guard or whatever. It wasn't until I got to Chicago to where the scouts or, you know, people were able to see, like, wow, this big can actually handle the ball. He has handle a little bit. And then my high school coach would actually make me bring the ball up to show off or showcase it.
No kidding.
I hated it. I was like, oh, my God.
But look at what happened,
bring the ball up. And he knew that turning, I could handle it. I was like, oh, my God, I hated this. And he knew I would go and dunk him on. I was like, man, I don't want to shoot. He was like, no, bring the ball up. Anyways.
And KG, 2 decades later, you still look the same. You don't age. You do not. Do not age.
Man, listen. I wish I could use the Beyonce. I woke up like this, but actually I woke up like this and worked out some more, and then worked out a little more to look like this.
You look terrific.
You look great too, man. Man, what's the secrets, man?
I'm following you, watching your advice.
Yeah, right. You've been doing this way, man. Ken, what year is this for you? Seriously.
Broadcast in the NBA. 20 years and then 12 years with 2K.
Man, you're a beast, man. You know what I love about 2K, man? They bring the best in for the best. You understand, my dude? Straight up.
Well, that's why we've got you. But, Kevin, you play this game a lot, don't you? Especially when you were young.
Man, listen, man, 2K is it, bro. Hey, there's no other games out here. This is what it is. If you playing basketball, if you online, nobody's playing nothing else. This is it.
Yeah.
2K is the cream of the crop. It's the gang. They know what it is. It's lit. They know what it is. Seriously, they ain't got to do this. They know.
And people may not know, KG, that you're not just a broadcaster for 2K, but you're a member of the 2K community.
Have you been keeping up with the community, man?
Oh, yeah, very much so.
Man, listen, shout out to all the 2K players out there. I'm Jizzle Lord. Y'all know what it is. I'm Jizzle Lord 5. Shout out to my OBF team. Y'all know what it is. Shout out to Dex. Shout out to Bug. Shout out to everybody out there playing.
Wow.
Right. We definitely.
Wow.
It's all good. You know, I'm OBF. I'm about the team. I'm gang. You know what it is. Jizzle Lord. Y'all holler at me. Y'all know what it is, 2K. Right.
Marcus Morris has checked in for Tatum. The Bucks also with the sub. Ogden's checked in. Here's Rozier. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Horford with it. Now guarded by Antetokounmpo. 5 on the clock. Beyond the arc. Horford, no luck.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, the fans out there watching this, Kev, can you talk about why it's so incredibly difficult to win an NBA title, to become a champion? Why is it such a tough process?
Well, just imagine having a goal and you're not pursuing the goal by yourself. You know, say you and somebody else.
Relying on somebody else.
Relying on somebody else, okay? So let's just say you and someone are doing something, walking up a hill. Y'all getting ready to go walk up a hill. Well, the speed at which you want to walk at might be different from the other person. And what you realize about when you're trying to reach any goal is that you have to be connected. You have to be understanding of, we're going to walk up here together like at this speed, like this. Or we're going fast, we're going slow. It has to be a great level of communication and understanding. At the same time, you have to have the same work ethic, because you have to understand you're together. And you don't get to go at this level and leave someone behind. You have to actually, you got to pull them, you got to keep up, whatever it is. All this goes into trying to win.
It sure does. That's right. Monroe's checked in for Aaron Baines. Jason Terry, he's checked in for the Bucks. That's good from Antetokounmpo. And, Kevin, there was such a whirlwind around your trade to the Celtics from the Timberwolves. What were your thoughts and emotions at that time?
You know what? Being in Minnesota at that time, it was very difficult for me. I didn't necessarily want to leave. I had a goal to bring the city a championship, and I felt like I could do that. Nothing worse than when you have to deal with the reality of change. I'm not the one for change, even though I do know in order to process or progress better, you have to embrace some change. So with the help of my friends from Chauncey Billups, Teron Lou, I sat and I thought through it with those guys who had been through the trade process and talking to me, getting me to understand my options. And once I understood all my options, then I just, it was about what was best for me and my fam.
Wow, yeah, there's a lot to consider.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And that one misses. And Kev, you had a voice in where you'd go from Minnesota. How did all that play out?
I sat with my wife, and we all kind of went through it and thought Boston was the best situation. Paul and I had great bones and great history that I don't think the world really knew. We have been knowing each other since 14, 15. I played with each other younger, and I had a chance to play with Cole, but that really didn't go through. A lot of people don't know I had a chance to play with Steve Nash also, but I wanted to play with Stoudemire, and that wasn't the case. So I decided to go to Boston. Ray and I knew each other from South Carolina. And then, the Rondo piece was a huge piece for me. I had followed the youngster in his first year and just watched his growth a little bit, even though I was in the Western Conference. And then when I got to Boston, I knew they had good pieces like Kendrick Perkins and Tony Allen. I wasn't aware of the big baby piece yet, and then I wasn't sure on the Posey part. And then all of a sudden it started to come together. Eddie House, and then all of this, and
great names.
I mean,
great names.
Just all alphas, all guys able to stand up and speak for themselves and be articulate, and all different facets, and very similar facets of who we are personality-wise. And a lot of people just don't know that team there. I don't think another coach could have coached that team other than Doc Rivers.
And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
Well, Middleton right now staying aware of where his teammates are and hitting them when they're open.
1:29 left to play in the first. Picked by Horford. Monroe outside. There's Brown with the three. The rebound by Middleton.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Well, it's like Thanksgiving out there, carving out space off the screen. Just couldn't complete the play.
Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Horford, no luck.
And his touch has just been a little bit absent this quarter, and he's missing a ton of shots.
Here's Brogdon. And another basket for Milwaukee.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Rozier. Terry covering. Horford with the screen on Antetokounmpo. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Drops in the breakaway layup. Antetokounmpo's got 15.
Well, his offense should come with a warning label, caution, flammable. He's connecting on everything. The D looks dumbfounded.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another unleash chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Morris a screen. Rozier the pass to Morris. Kicks it to Monroe. Looking to end the run, and he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
I think Monroe used to that kind of play down low as a big. He knows the contact is coming.
This is his second attempt at the line tonight, so it's both teams making substitutions here.
One shot, gentlemen.
That one misses for Monroe.
Well, Monroe is a load down on the post and one of the better offensive big men because of how versatile he is in the game.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Milwaukee. Going on an absolute rampage, piling in the points. He dictated the pace of the entire quarter. We've got more in store for you right after this. It's the NBA playoffs. Thanks for joining us as we get back to the action here in this game 2. And look what we've seen from Milwaukee. What do you think, guys?
I mean, really good with their post presence, and it's really allowed them to establish a physical tone here in the first.
Well, they're attacking the rim in more than one way, and with that kind of success, you feel like the defense is going to make the adjustment. Then you start playing inside out.
Kevin, you accomplished everything individually as a teammate. Anything that you wish you would have done, any player that you wish you would have played with, any regret in that form that lingers with you in retirement?
No, nothing lingers. Obviously, you know, you sit back and think about I would love to play with Cole for a year, or got to team at least play in the U.S.
You had a chance to. Wasn't there like a rumor at one time?
It was.
Going to the Lakers?
My connection with Paul was just the opportunity when I waited. It's what it was. But Cole,
you wouldn't have traded the Paul Pierce thing for anything.
No, I wouldn't have, because Paul and I are true brothers. The connection, and then the team, he, Ray. My connection with Doe and then Doc and all that. So I wouldn't have given that up for anything. But if I could have played with one person, probably would have been Cole. Summertime, I say USA because that's when you get to play with each other and all that, and you get to kind of beat up on everybody else and be USA or whatever. So that would have been super fun. But it's all good. Shout to Mama, you know what it is. But I have no regrets, man. I left everything on the floor. I enjoy watching the game more than ever now, dog. I'm not even going to front. I enjoy having my popcorn, my little ritual, my boys, and we sit back and we watch the game. I'm loving the game.
Yeah. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. They've got Tony Snell. Brogdon out there with Terry. Then it's Tyler Zeller. And it's Parker in at the 4 spot.
Well, the defense looked lost there. Get out your compass. No excuses. You got to guard the perimeter.
Larkin dishes to Morris. Shoots the 3. No good there. And Milwaukee the other way now.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
And Tyler Zeller is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Celtics trail by 6. And KG, you're retired from the game now, and you're stepping into the broadcast business a little bit now, aren't you?
Man, you see me?
How do you like it?
You know what? Area 21 is something that is authentic. It's me. I'm having a great time watching the games. It's really cool being a fan now. I can root for people I want to root for. I don't have to worry about preparing and who I'm a guard, and I'm getting the tea. So you know what? It's a great time. It's work. It's not just you go in there and you have a bunch of fun. We actually get some things done, but we have a great time, man.
You're a natural.
Hey, Kev, listen, watching you, being around you, man, the great, rest in peace to Craig, Ernie, Charles, all these great influences, man, has definitely helped. Not just me, but our younger generations of broadcasters, man. It's totally, I didn't see this being my lane, but I'm having fun with it.
Doing a great job. First one falls for him. Kevin, when you played, we all know how intense you were, how much you cared. That, to me, was the thing that you cared so much about the product, about your team, about the game. But some people have said that maybe there was a streak of you that was mean is maybe not the right word, but you were overly aggressive. But I don't know how you could have played any differently than that.
I call it dialed in.
What?
I like to think that if you're trying to accomplish something, then, I only know one way to accomplish something. You go at it with everything you have.
Yes.
You go to dominate it and take it over. You don't go at something lightly.
Can't walk through the park with this game,
not at all. Not at all. And this game is full of talented elites. Night in, night out, you're playing someone that can typically go for 50 easy.
So true. Kevin, with intentional fouling, with poor free throw shooters being sent to the line currently, the Hacka Drummond, Hacka Shaq, all this stuff, Hacka DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on all that?
You know what? I like it. You know what it's going to do? It's
Part of the strategy?
It's going to put the strategy, and this is part of it. And you know what you got to do? It's going to make all those guys you just named work on their free throw. Because if any advantage that you have in the game, coaches are going to expose it. Coaches are going to expose all weak points, as they should, as any sport, and as any great is going to expose any weaknesses in defenses. He's going to look to expose those things. So this is one of the things that dictates the game, and these guys are going to have to be better. It's going to push them. It's going to make them better players.
And Milwaukee has possession. 4-point game. Kevin, you were a mainstay All-Star week. You've seen everything there. If it were up to you, would you make any changes in All-Star week in the events and the way everything is kind of carried out? You've went to so many.
I have. And you know what? Each city gives you a true essence of its own identity. I would like to see each city get a chance to host, regardless of if it's big enough or not. I think that each city has the ability to host. I think each city...
if you're with the family, then you should be able to host in the family, right?
Well, not only that, but just think about what All-Star is, man. It's an event. It's a family event. And each city wants to be able to show you their best thing about their city.
Free throw good by Parker. And Kevin, welcome to the 2K team. I didn't realize how much you love NBA 2K.
Oh, man, you know 2K is always live, man. I'm a super fan. Man, this game is going all over the place, bro. Like, seriously, like, I'm geeked to see what's next, man. They got everything down. I'm sitting here watching all the little small intangibles that come with the game. I'm watching the game grow. I'm watching how better players are getting. I'm watching the online play, man. It's lit. It's lit. I can't wait to see this.
Here's Larkin, and Parker with the block.
How about the reach from Parker? Extends his arms way up that time to get the block.
Brogdon kicks to Zeller. Shoots over Monroe. A rebound by the Celtics.
You can see how clued in the defense is to take away those mid-range shots and challenge. Solid at getting a hand up in the face of the scorers.
Kevin, what a lot of fans don't get to see is all the work players do behind the scenes at home, before games, after games, on off days. Can you talk a little bit about that? Getting your body ready from the end of one game to play the next game. I mean, I've seen it, but you talk about it.
Yeah, the wellness starts right after you stop playing. The minute you come off the court, you're iced. You know, you got to do progressions where right after the game you shower. Obviously, you got to get massages. You got to get some type of wellness on your legs, just because you're running so much. People don't know that you have to lift weights. You know, when we was in Boston, we lift every other day. We had a strenuous strength program. Shout out to B-Do. Brian Dew, who was our strength coach up there, never let us get a day off. And if you didn't lift weights, then we find you as a players find you. Because it's important for you to come in here and be strong. We need everybody to be as strong as they can be. So you have to lift. And then actually, you know, you practice. But after practice, you have to put time into your own personal game.
Right. So much goes into it. It's amazing.
And sometimes you just want a reminder of what our objectives are tonight.
Yeah, get everyone on the same page and pointed in the right direction.
The Celtics making a switch here. Horford's checked in. The Bucks also with the sub. Giannis Antetokounmpo's checked in for Brogdon. Larkin, the pass to Horford. Nice ball movement by Boston. Pick by Horford. Lock at 6. Count that one. Horford's got his third basket of the night right there.
Well, his versatility makes you consider Al Horford as one of the game's best bigs. Finish through contact like he does there.
Pass to Antetokounmpo. Wants to get it to Zeller and does. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Kevin, it's been said that some guys hated to play against you. Is there someone you hated to play against for whatever reason?
No, No.
You enjoyed every jump?
I enjoyed every competitor because on the offensive side of the ball, I was always challenged when to use counters or what type of moves I was using. I took a lot of pride in having a variety of moves for different types of defenses. And each guy is going to bring out a different side of the offense in you. And then turning around and then being that defender and being able to guard the post player or the post or whatever the post player was or whatever. Rasheed Waller was always a tough guard. Tim Duncan was always a tough guard. Zach Randolph was always a tough guard. Chris Webber, Dice, Karl Malone.
Great names. Count it. Good. And that's now 9 points for Horford. And KG, so great to see you. It takes me back. It really does.
A lot of people don't know, man. We got real original ties, man.
Back to the beginning.
95, man. My original man right here.
Here he was, man. You were a thrill a minute. I'll tell you that.
Man,
a thrill a minute.
Now look at us. 21 years later, dog. Man, can you believe
We're still
this?
standing.
We are. They haven't caught on yet. Don't say anything.
Shh, okay.
Keep it between us.
Okay. Kevin, some of the relatively new rules protecting players, the breakaway, the flagrant 1, the flagrant 2. Are you in favor of all this stuff?
I'm in favor for players' health. You know, anything that is going to be detrimental to a player's health, I feel like, you know, the player's health is the first and only obligation. That's all I've ever worried about. You know, foul play, you know, I think every player should always understand it's a way to foul. It's a way to be able to, you know, send a message. But in the heat of the moment, I get it. You know, things happen. But just I hope that all players out there will continue to, you know, to care about and respect the game.
Larkin dishes to Morris. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And Kevin, you played for some great coaches, but is there any coach you would have been interested to work with that just didn't get a chance to? Say, you know, Greg Popovich or Phil Jackson.
You know, those are great coaches. I've had very, very little time with those guys.
Maybe in all-star games and things like that.
I have. But, you know, when you do all-star games, you let yourself go. You know, you open up yourself to try to, you know, be there and be present with the guys. Yes. Open up, you know, hey, what's up? What's been up with you? How's the year for y'all? Y'all playing well. We're going to beat y'all when we see y'all, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, you're very cordial. And, you know, you're not talking too much about X's and O's. But you do share perspectives. You do share, you know, philosophies. Pop is a great mind. I had a chance to sit with him a couple times. Phil's a great mind. Phil is super deep and loves the philosophy of. I haven't had a lot of time with those guys. Doc Rivers, you know, shout to Doc. And, you know, I know he doesn't get a lot for his philosophies, but he's very enriched with philosophies and styles and bringing teams together and trying to make sure that guys stay connected, stimulated. He would always tell us to never get bored with the process.
Wow, that's so intriguing. Interesting to hear. Bledsoe kicks to Henson. Good work defensively by Horford.
Yeah, I think the defense made an impact on that play, making the shooter feel a bit uncomfortable on release.
Kevin, we see some coaches get extremely emotional on the sideline. Others take a more even-keeled approach, more calm on the sideline. Which coaching style would you prefer to play for when you were in your prime? Did you want a coach who was animated, or did you want a coach that was just kind of settled on the sideline?
You know what? I like the coach that was settled on the sideline. You know, I like to think that great coaches are going to be able to coach you in practice, and then during the games, you know, it's about the product and what you put out on the floor. Yes. You know, coaches that have understanding, coaches that have vision, coaches that understand the game, you know, understand that it's a game of runs, you know that it's a game of momentum, and has plays for those momentums and those times. Are coaches that I've always gravitated to and understood that
like Doc was kind of in between. A little bit of emotion, but he could also have a calm demeanor on that side.
Doc was all fire. I'm sorry. Doc, there was nothing calming about Doc.
I'm trying to cover Doc's back here.
No, shout to Doc. Doc will rip your head off if you wasn't supposed to. But you know what? You needed to play with that edge. You needed to know that if you wasn't in your spot, 1 through 15, you understood that you were supposed to be there. And it's good to play with that. I think that you don't want to be out there playing like, you know, this is no big deal. Every play is a big deal. And no play, absolutely. And you know what? That severity, and you play with that importance and, you know, knowing that you're playing for the next guy. So, you know, that's important.
Kevin, of all the people you've faced, who is the toughest guy for you to score against? Down low, let's pick that geography. Who is the toughest to score against down there?
Listen, I know a lot of people. I've always said Rasheed Wallace. I've always said Tim Duncan. They're probably the two that brought a different level of play out of me. But shout out to Cliff Robinson, man. Cliff Robinson, I don't know if people know this, but Cliff Robinson, man. Cliff Robinson was one of the better defenders in the post. He was very strong. He was very long. He didn't go for any counters. He was very disciplined. He was well prepared because he was a veteran. The refs let him get away with a lot, touching and grabbing. He knew when to be physical in some positions. He knew to do what we call work early. He would meet you at the three-point line, and he would be fighting you, and you would post up probably like a step outside the three-point line. Like, he was really good at some of his techniques and how he was able to control the post. After Cliff left the game, I watched a lot of his tape, and I took a lot of his
no kidding.
I had to, because it was so effective against me that I was able to use it against other post players on the defensive end.
I never knew that story.
Dennis Rodman was another guy I watched a lot. Akeem Olajuwon I watched a lot, because these guys were laterally very similar to my makeup. Akeem Olajuwon was long. He was able to laterally move with you. I was laterally able to move with guards. I was able to laterally to slide with some of the forwards and some of the more laterally gifted power forwards. And with that, able to get my feet together, being able to block shots, challenge the rim, stuff like that. Things that, if you're going to get better at something, you got to go and reach and find the great ones that did it before you and take it, and then I was able to apply it, and I did those things.
Jaylen Brown is out of UC Berkeley. He has sought out the mentorship of greats like Isaiah Thomas, the original Isaiah Thomas, the first Isaiah Thomas. How key is that for young players, you think, Kevin, to tap into your knowledge? You talk to an Isaiah Thomas or a Shaq.
It's important, man. The OGs have the knowledge. You know, we like to call the YGs, this younger generation. And what you get from an OG is that he's going to give you stuff that, intangibles, things parents, relatives, family can't give you. Things that go in the locker rooms, things that, you know, that helps you prepare. When you get knowledge like this, you have to apply it. You have to use it to the best of your ability. More importantly, you have to see how it fits you. You know, you'll get some advice from a great, and at some point you have to see how it relates to you and your life. And then, and we like to say, not only the way you give back, but the way you pay an OG back, is that when you become an OG and you see a YG, you give them those same jewels that some OG gave you at one point.
Whether as a starter or a defensive asset off the bench, Henson's willing to play whatever role the team needs him to.
The Bucks have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12. And he makes the first.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Henson hits them both.
And it took them a while to find their touch at the line, but they have been red hot here in the second quarter.
Picked by Horford. Morris outside. Over onto Kumbo. Here's Horford. Milwaukee with the rebound. Henson's got 4 rebounds in this game. Now here's Middleton. Defense is right there. Shot's good by Bledsoe.
Timeout.
Eric Bledsoe continues to work on that range to get more consistent. That time knocks down the 3.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort, because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
Ojale is checked in for Boston. Celtics trail by 8. Here's Rozier. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Morris with the ball. Now guarded by Antetokounmpo from 13. But he recovers it. Morris against Brogdon. Pass to Rozier. Picked by Horford. Goes back up. And the basket by Rozier. Rozier's got his first points of the night.
That screen made it impossible for the defense to put up any kind of fight.
Great to have you with us, KG, and Lightning experience. Come back and join us sometime, okay?
Thank you, man. I appreciate it anytime.
You were terrific. You were terrific. You were great.
K-Hall, you always make me look good, man. Since 95, man. We've been doing this a long time, my dude.
Great to see you.
Thank you, dog.
And Brent, it's amazing that our introduction to KG was just this high school kid from Chicago, and before that, from South Carolina. So unrefined, undefined, and now, you know, he has just so much wisdom to impart. He's learned so much. It's wonderful to listen to.
Well, you think about Kevin Garnett, Kevin, and the fact that he played more than half of his life in the NBA. And for a guy like that to pick up some sort of knowledge, to carry it on and to pay it forward, that's the kind of loyalty and enthusiasm that Kevin Garnett always shows for the game of basketball. He's having a night right now. Credit to the shooting touch, helping his team with the lead.
He feeds it to Morris. And here's Brown outside, and no good. And the first half is now in the books. Milwaukee on top, up by 8. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Chris Middleton. Chris, a big effort from you guys in the first half. How do you keep that momentum going?
Come out with energy, you know, just try to keep pushing the ball and get stops.
We know that's coach's emphasis, Chris. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime
And a
Show.
heightened atmosphere we have here this evening for NBA playoff action. Hey, everybody, I'm Ernie Johnson. Got Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith by my side. Well, for the Bucks, after falling into a 1-0 hole to start the series, they look to be getting back on the right track here tonight. And it's crucial that they do hold on to this halftime lead, because falling behind 2-0 would leave them with a very steep hill to climb. Shaq, let's get your take on Milwaukee.
The Greek super freak making his presence felt. A frame built for the game of basketball. With his length and athleticism, there's nothing he can't do. That's right, Ernie, 6'11" point guard. Wow.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about Boston?
Well, it's good to be physical, but there's a line that you don't want to cross. You can't constantly give up free throw chances by fouling guys too aggressively. You have to get back in this game by staying poised, smart, and avoid fouling.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
Never a shortage of motion on Soldiers Field Road as we welcome you back to historic Boston. And we welcome you back to our coverage of round 1 in the NBA playoffs. Antetokounmpo in this game has been everywhere.
And let's see what the defense counters with to try and control him here in the second half.
Well, he has been dominant as we expected coming into this one. Skilled and relentless.
Welcome back as we get set to continue our coverage of this round 1 playoff matchup. Tatum out there with Horford. Then it's Aaron Baines. Then there's Brown. And it's Rozier in at the point guard position. That's the group for Brad Stevens getting going here in the second half. Brent, when you were playing, your ability to pass and shoot, you were 6'7", really a positionless player before the term became popular. You could play so many ways in so many different positions all over the floor. I would think that would fit today's game perfectly.
Well, it's nice of you to say, Kevin. I'd like to think that I was a bit of a switchblade player, especially the way the offenses now are expanding to the three-point line and giving guys with creativity a lot of room to operate. And if the first available shot's an open three for a guy on your team, I could probably sink my teeth into something like that.
You like positionless basketball? Why do you like watching it now?
Well, that's the way I play defense, Kevin. Positionless.
There's a good screen, and they call an illegal screen here.
And had the right idea there in calling for the screen, but he was just slow to get to the spot and didn't get set.
A lot of this is just poor effort right now. He knows what the timing of the play should be and gets a little lazy about what it could be.
He dishes it to Horford. Pass to Rozier. He kicks it to Tatum. The pass to Baines. The Celtics working the ball around now. And it's Brown missing.
This just doesn't seem to be his night, or his team's for that matter either. And they got to pull it together here quick, or it's going to be lights out.
90 seconds now into the second half. Horford kicks to Rozier. Back to Horford. Over Bledsoe. Good on that shot. With that, the Bucks lead is cut down to just 6 points, and the bucket from Horford.
Just no slowing down Horford when he's that deep in the paint. The defense was there, but he just took it right at him.
Here's Bledsoe, and that one drops for him. Bledsoe's got the lead up to 8 now for the Bucks. The Celtics have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Here's Rozier, guarded by Bledsoe. There's Brown with the 3. They get it again. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. And they'll keep possession. Horford, no luck. Bucks leading by 8. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Chris Middleton. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Here's Rozier. This is to Horford. They set the pick. Pick by Horford. Brown wide open. He fires. Drops in the tray. Brown's got 5 points in the quarter.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Henson with the screen. Antetokounmpo kicks to Snell. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Brown the pass to Rozier. Brown outside. Foul called that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And the way Brown sprints toward the rim makes defenses nervous. He's so adept at drawing contact on his way to the bucket.
This is his first trip to the line tonight. And he can't get the first one. Brent, some incredible players have put on the jersey for the Bucks in their storied history. You have a favorite Bucks player who you always appreciated watching?
Well, I'll name 3, Kevin. First, Jack Sikma. Second, Sidney Moncrief. And third, Terry Cummings. Those were some of the more incredible offensive teams during the 1980s that do not get enough credit.
And he sinks the second.
And the vertical that Brown has is pretty impressive, as relentless a finisher as you'll find in our league.
Antetokounmpo dishes to Bledsoe. They double team Bledsoe, and there's the feed to Snell. 5 on the clock. Shot off the screen. A rebound by the Celtics. Brown. He's got 14. Pass to Rozier. The dish to Baines. To the middle. Up off the screen. Can't capitalize inside. Snell kicks to Bledsoe. Henson with the screen. Middleton outside. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Middleton's got 14.
Coaching staff has to like that ball movement, and it began with Bledsoe.
Celtics trail by 7. Rozier kicks to Horford. They set the pick. And Brown now atop the key. Baines passes to Tatum. Pick by Horford. Feeds to Tatum. Over Middleton. Tatum's shot is off.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
That one's not going to go. Now the Celtics take it the other way. Pass to Rozier.
And you look back to that Big Three era in Boston, you know, the Celtics have not been shy about aggressively trading to reshape this roster. You know, they've made a rapid rebuild that's really the envy of a lot of teams around our league.
That free throw good from Brown. And as aggressive as the Celtics have been, Greg, they've also shown patience, haven't they?
Yeah, and in some ways, maybe a victim of their own success. You come out on the winning end of your trades time and again. Other GMs don't want to look bad. They get hesitant, possibly, and don't want to add their name to that list.
And Brown drops them both.
It felt like he was a little hesitant in the first half, but really he's amping himself up here and battering around to get himself to the free throw line.
Henson with it. Kicks it to Middleton. Antetokounmpo setting the pick for Middleton. Shot off the pick. Here's Henson. Here's Antetokounmpo. Foul on the play. Basket counts, so it'll be a three-point play chance.
Yeah, the muscle of Antetokounmpo is impressive. He's just destroying the defense right now.
He's been spending quite a bit of time at the foul line. This is trip number 6.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw, no good for Antetokounmpo. As we've seen, many teams play a little bit of a soft zone defensively. What's the best way, you think, Brent, to counteract that when you're trying to run your half-court offense?
Well, the best way to counteract anybody who's softening up on the backside of the zone is to overload that side of the court, Kevin. So now all of a sudden, if you make a shift with more players on one side of the floor, there's no way for 3 to cover 2 on the backside. That's where teams can gain incredible advantage.
They set the pick. Middleton outside. His three-pointers off the mark. Celtics trail by 5. Here's Rozier. He feeds it to Tatum. Passes it to Horford. Out left to the wing. And Tatum the bucket on the assist by Horford. 8 points for Jason Tatum.
And Horford really showing off his slick passing with that dime.
It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. Milwaukee, no good that time either. Boston's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Tatum with it, now guarded by Antetokounmpo. And slam dunk by Tatum.
How about Tatum there with the finish with some authority above the rim.
For 3, Middleton scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
Well, a tip of the cap to the coaching staff here. They're recognizing how well he's playing, so the game plan has been built around him.
Here's Baines, defended by Henson. From the wing, and it's Baines missing. Bucks leading by 3. Snell dishes to Antetokounmpo. He kicks it to Henson. Cuts off the pass. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. For Milwaukee, they've gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession.
Playing with lots of energy here, trying to cause turnovers.
Yeah, even though he doesn't come up with the steal, that kind of deflection will disrupt the rhythm of this offensive possession.
And the Celtics making a change here. Morris is checked in. Yep, that one goes in there.
Important point there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Picked by Horford. Morris kicks to Rozier. Here's Tatum. No good on the triple.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Bledsoe passes to Antetokounmpo. Outside for Bledsoe. Henson with the screen. Antetokounmpo up top. 5 on the clock. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. No good from Bledsoe.
Man, it just hurts to miss shots like this. Mentally, you question yourself, and it can affect your confidence.
Tatum kicks to Rozier. Picked by Horford. Rozier the pass to Horford. And count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line.
That's a big boy basket from Horford. Fouled, but still got it to fall.
And Al Horford just so versatile. You know, that extends to the defensive end as well. Very mobile, can move his feet with smaller players, and at the same time gives you a presence on the interior.
And the Bucks making a change here. Ogden's checked in. And Horford won't wow you with his athleticism. But Greg, he's still a pretty good shot blocker.
He has great timing, anticipation, and awareness. Don't forget also he's got terrific hands, and you see that with all the steals he racks up.
Henson with the screen. Ogden kicks to Bledsoe. Here's Antetokounmpo. And the officials call a traveling violation.
Oof. He's had a dismal second half, Kevin. He did a great job getting the ball to his teammates and working it around in the first half, but the second half, not so much.
Ojale is checked in for Tatum. The Bucks also changing it up. Jabari Parker's checked in for Henson. And it's Terry in for Eric Bledsoe. Morris a screen. Rozier kicks to Horford. Here's Morris, and he hits it to tie the game up. Morris has got 14 points for the game.
An efficient scorer inside. Morris can beat you with a variety of moves.
Terry dishes to Antetokounmpo. The shot by Brogdon wide open. And the 3 off target.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Brown the pass to Morris. Over Middleton. Morris no good.
He has to make those shots, guys. If not, a lot of pressure is shifted to the perimeter shooters to hit everything.
To the inside, and the foul called on Marcus Morris. That's foul number 2 for him. Terry outside. And there's the pass to Brogdon. Antetokounmpo, a screen on Brown. Here's Brogdon. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. He's got 7.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction and the obvious result.
Yeah, when you fail to get over the top, more than likely that jumper is going to go down. That floater is a thing of beauty, effective when it's used the right way.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Middleton. Here's the screen. Brown against Brogdon. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The shot missing. Here's Rozier. The screen from Brown. To the middle. It's tipped and out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. Zeller, he's checked in for the Bucks. The Bucks have gone 7 for 16 in the second half from the field, shooting a bit under 50%. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Yeah, third turnover of the quarter, and he has got to value that basketball more.
Boston's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. Larkin, the pass to Ojale. Here's Nader. He's guarded by Brogdon, and the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. The Celtics have shot the ball pretty well from the line, going 8 of 11. That one misses for Monroe.
Well, after the knee injury that Parker suffered as a rookie, you just really hoped all that explosiveness would come back. It did in a big way. Unfortunately, had another tear of the ACL, which started the process over again. But given his track record, I think he'll be back to form.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Monroe down low. He's covered by Zeller. Monroe's shot is good.
That's a beautiful follow-through from Monroe outside the paint this time.
It's Terry outside. It's off. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Celtics lead by 4. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. Now let's listen into the huddle of Brad Stevens.
Okay, hey, bottom line is, good things are going to happen, bad things are happening. How you respond is the biggest key. Let's go.
And Brad Stevens moments ago focusing on what they can do now rather than worrying about what's already happened.
Yeah, and this is all you can do. Put all of your energy into this moment. The past, the future, they don't matter.
And welcome back to the NBA playoffs as we get ready to continue with this round 1 matchup. On the floor for Milwaukee starting the fourth quarter. We've got Malcolm Brogdon, Tyler Zeller out there with Parker. And there's Terry, and it's Snell in at the 3. Here's Monroe. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
You got to make that. The defense was far from terrible, but, man, that's an easy shot.
Picked by Zeller. Terry kicks to Zeller. He dishes it to Parker. On the wing, Jason Terry. Zeller setting the pick for Brogdon. Off the pick. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And how about that? What a sensational finish.
Yeah, you got to be able to get some hang time to do that one. Larkin kicks to Morris. There's the screen. Pass to Nader. Kept alive by Boston. Ojale passes to Larkin. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Pass to Ojale. Monroe sets a screen for Morris. Shot clock at 6. And there's the foul. It's on Tony Snell. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
There's the three. Cans it from downtown. Ojelé's got the lead up to 5 now for the Celtics.
And those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
They set the screen. Picked by Zeller. 6 to shoot. Zeller, a screen on Monroe. Snell, the rebound by the Celtics.
No doubt disappointed with that one. He'd love to have that one back.
Yeah, I'd put that play on repeat. The setup was perfect. Just need a better result next time.
Terry kicks to Parker. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Now here's Brogdon. Guarded closer. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Goes up the baseline. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And when Marcus Morris gets a defender in a one-on-one situation, Greg, he feels the most at home.
And part of that might be from going up against his twin brother all the time when they were young. Marcus Morris has a great knack to find a shot he likes. Terrific with his mid-range.
The first one falls.
And the Celtics trade for Kyrie Irving, sending shockwaves back in August. Never before had a pair of 25-point-per-game scorers swap teams in the offseason. That's what you call a blockbuster.
Aaron Baines, he's checked in for the Celtics. And Milwaukee with a change here, too. Giannis Antetokounmpo's checked in for Tyler Zeller.
And no doubt Irving and IT, both elite offensive weapons. But Irving, 6 inches taller, perhaps more defensive upside, and 3 years younger. The Celtics feel he fits their timeline.
Milwaukee, no good that time either. Celtics leading by 7. On the wing, Morris. Softly drops in the floater. Morris has got 4 this quarter.
And the amount of confidence Morris is feeling right now, everything looks right. Just an awesome scoring display from him.
Antetokounmpo dishes to Parker. It's stolen. Here's Baines. There's the pick. Over to the wing. 6 on the shot clock. That pushes it to double digits. And it's an 11-point Celtic lead.
And it's been about that execution offensively. I mean, they have been superb.
Yeah, they're just absolutely getting anything and everything that they want out there. They have not let up.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. Brent, coming down the stretch of a tight game, some coaches like to substitute for offense and defense. Others don't. What would be your preference if you were coaching?
I think the idea has to totally do with matchups, Kevin. You're looking out on the floor. If all of a sudden the guy you want with the ball has a mismatch or an advantage, I'm going to stay away from any sort of timeout to give a coach 60 seconds to talk about something that he could probably shut down. I might not be able to be as creative as what's just happened in the flow of the game, and I'll trust my player to make the right play for me at that time.
So both teams changing it up here. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, during that last timeout, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what the head coach of the Bucks said to his team. He was begging them to step it up. He said, we've got to make the move now. Or we're going to be out of time and out of luck. Give it everything you've got out there. Kevin?
Middleton with it, picked up by Brown. Terry, that's a 2. Not enough on that one as it misses. On offense, here are the Celtics. Right now, they're on a 9-0 run. Horford with the screen on Terry. In the corner, Horford with it. And again, Boston with the triple.
Excellent job by Horford to shoot that as soon as he catches it. No time for the defense to get to him.
Bucks trail by 14. Antetokounmpo kicks to Terry. Dishes to Middleton. And Terry up top. Back to Middleton. Launches a three. And there's Jason Terry on the assist from Antetokounmpo. 6 points for Jason Terry.
Incredible that Antetokounmpo has grown the way he has as a leader for the ball club. He wants to make his teammates better, and you can see that with the way he passes the ball.
Here's Brown. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo.
Oh, and the D did not make that any easier. Can't fault the shooter for missing. That's a tough shot.
Kicks it out to Terry. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession. And the Celtics making a change here. Morris is checked in. Eric Bledsoe is checked in for Milwaukee. Antetokounmpo against Morris. Middleton left side. Parker outside. Back to Middleton. Unloads from 9. That one wide left. Boston leading by 11. Now here's Tatum. Stolen by Middleton. Now the Bucks moving it up. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Here's Brown. Rebound, Milwaukee. Antetokounmpo's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Brogdon the pass to Parker. Over Horford. Second shot opportunity, and it's good on the layup. Antetokounmpo's got 27.
That's Giannis just fighting right there on the glass and using some of his size to carve out enough space.
Antetokounmpo against Morris. Here's Rozier from 13 feet. It goes down.
And the defensive mindset has to maybe get to the mid-range. They didn't do a good job pressuring the shooter on that possession.
And Bledsoe, here we go. Al Horford with the rebound. Horford's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Tatum dishes to Morris. It's good. Morris has got 6 in the quarter.
And working the painted area, Morris with just enough size and quickness to finish the play, even with a hand in his face.
Parker kicks to Middleton. Back to Parker. And he makes that one.
He's been accurate tonight. I think the best way for them to succeed is to get him more shots. Sounds simple, but it comes down to execution.
Picked by Horford. Rozier kicks to Horford. Brown with a screen on Brogdon. And there's the feed to Brown. The dish to Tatum. Shoots over Brogdon. Tatum's shot is off. Bucks trail by 11. In the corner, Middleton with it. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. And that's 20 points for Chris Middleton. Boston's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Horford the pass to Rozier. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And doing a really good job here of pounding it inside in the second half. Sound strategy with the lead.
Get the feeling that Milwaukee hit the jackpot with Giannis Antetokounmpo. Rare to get a superstar as elite as that in the draft, but they found him. He's the biggest superstar that this team has had probably since Michael Redd or Ray Allen.
Henson's checked in for Parker. And Brent for the Bucks. The team knows they need to build around Giannis Antetokounmpo, as he is a once-in-a-lifetime talent.
Well, the front office does have an idea of just how good Giannis is right now, but what he can be, and it'll be interesting how they decide to construct the roster. A lot of of these guys are versatile and very, very long, and so that's problematic for the teams that are going to play against. The development has to come from within. This team could make a long playoff run if it does.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good.
Just watch Eric Bledsoe out there and just the athleticism that he can play with at that position. Seems like he's still getting stronger and faster every year. He's got tremendous burst and tremendous power. Tough for opposing point guards to match that kind of physicality.
And so he hits both. And for Bledsoe, it is said that he greatly improved his diet since establishing himself in the league.
Well, I like the fact that Eric Bledsoe has taken this a lot more seriously. Of course, he's a very physical player, plays the point guard position, and with that kind of taxing work on your body, best thing you could do is make sure you fuel it up for that kind of action.
Outside, Antetokounmpo. Rebound, Boston. Morris has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Brown kicks to Rozier. Morris a screen. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And that's sort of a picture of what not to do on those last 2 possessions. They're being way too loose with the ball.
Here's Bledsoe. Pass to Brogdon. Henson with the screen. Henson a screen on Horford. Bledsoe against Horford. Shots good by Bledsoe.
Bledsoe felt really good on that one. A good shooter from the in-between areas.
Boston leading by 7. Horford with a screen on Bledsoe. Morris a screen. Now here's Tatum. Defended by Middleton. Here's Horford. That one rolling around and rims out.
Wow, huge sigh of relief for the defense on that possession. You cannot give mid-range shooters any space like that to operate.
Henson sets a screen for Brogdon. Antetokounmpo against Morris. Just 5 on the clock. That one's in there. The Boston lead is cut to just 5 points on the basket from Henson.
A cool, calm finish by Henson, putting up points with his team needing that one.
A floater, Horford, and Henson sends it back. Here's Middleton, up again, Antetokounmpo on the follow. Now just a 3-point Celtic lead.
So exciting to see the growth of the Greek Freak. There are shots that stars sink, and that's a momentum changer right there.
Brown dishes to Horford. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Bucks trail by 3. Brogdon kicks to Henson, and it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. .124 left in the 4th quarter. Celtics leading by 3. Here's Brown. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. Brown's got 10 points here in the second half. Milwaukee's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Antetokounmpo passes to Henson. Good on the bucket.
That's a confident play from John Henson going against the tight defense and scoring inside.
Rozier kicks to Tatum. Feeds it to Horford. The kick out to Brown. Horford. Money!
And that's why Horford makes the big bucks. But don't they all? He knows how to deliver a huge shot in the clutch.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. They're trailing by 5. 46 seconds left to play in the final quarter. chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Al Horford.
It's a take charge brand of basketball he's been playing tonight. His point total tells you all you need to know about just how good he's been. And once he got going, their game plan really became simple. Just get him the ball.
.43 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Good! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
How about that shot by Middleton? Doesn't matter where it is in the game, he'll take that shot.
They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on. The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
Here's Antetokounmpo. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Hard to get upset at the defense there. Antetokounmpo is no easy matchup down low in the paint.
The first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. And he ends up making the second, and that brings them within 2 here. 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And just like that, this game is a 2-possession affair.
Timeout called, the Bucks. They're trailing by 4. 17 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
Well, I mean, if they can score, then they're going to have to foul immediately.
Well, I'm sure that's part of the discussion, not whether to foul, but maybe who.
And Middleton kicks to Bledsoe. There's the pass to Brogdon. No good from outside.
And a really smart defender there. He just reads the play, wastes no time trying to blow it up.
And what I like best is that he does it completely under control. Really gives the shooter nowhere to turn to.
So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5. Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one. Henson dishes to Bledsoe. Knocks down the 3.
Eric Bledsoe says pressure? What pressure? Take that.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're leading by 2. 1 second left to play here in the fourth. And so it's Boston scraping by with the win. And this win puts them squarely in the driver's seat in this series. Up now, Greg, 2-zip with all the momentum on their side.
I mean, in fantastic shape right now. If they can capitalize on this victory and win game 3, you can just about put this series to bed.
You got it. Well, that'll do it for now. Glad you could join us for the first round of the Western Conference playoffs. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. So long.